World War Z.
Alright. World War Z is a Brad Pitt film. I mean, because it has him in it. He's the only one in it that I know. Not a lot of other people in it, but I mean, he's the only one that I know of. He is... It's a zombie movie. It's one of the only zombie movies I've ever seen. One of the only ones. Wouldn't that be the case for anybody who's seen any amount of zombie movies? That it'd be one of the only ones I've ever seen. What I'm trying to say is, I've probably seen 2 zombie films in my life, I think. And this is one of them. 50% of all zombie knowledge comes from this movie for me. And it ain't much. Here's how it goes. Brad Pitt, it ain't much. He's on a trip with his family. He has a job that he's smart, or he used to probably be in the military. This is just a story that I've heard a million times about 100 things. Am I just doing Independence Day? Listen, he has a job, or had a job. He's smart and military-ish, and he's a dad, and he has a family. And he's in a deserty kind of a place. It's sandy there. It's sand colored. Some shit goes down and people be turning into zombies. And there's a scene that I think happened, but I think people tell me it didn't, in which there's a lot of zombies on the other side of some kind of wall. And somebody's hand gets bitten. They bite you. And then you get the disease, like zombie disease. And I think it happens pretty quick that you turn into a zombie. I think it's like within a minute or something that you get ferocious. They're fast, the zombies are, I think. They're not like, oh, my limbs are falling off. They're like, they have some kind of disease and they're like hungry for eating stuff. And they want to bite you. And then he has to get to a place. It's quick. I think it's like a really fast film. I remember being like, oh, something is quick. And they get to a place where there's like some kind of either a helicopter or an airplane at a special place that he knows about because he knows stuff because he's special somehow. And they get there and they try to get on it, but the zombies are like, is it the people who want to get on it and get saved, or is it the zombies are like trying to climb onto the thing? And the other people are like, no, get off. Does it wreck the plane? Perhaps. Or helicopter. Something like that happens. Oh, the scene with the wall is like, I already said what happens there. There's all, oh, it's like, oh, this happens where there's like a lot of zombies climbing up this wall, and there's people at the top trying to get them down, pop, pop, like whack-a-moles. But they're climbing, I remember this is in the previews, I think. They're climbing up each other like fucking ants. It looks like an ant pile. They're so fast getting up. They're climbing up each other because they don't care about anything to get over. And then they start coming over like ants would if they were coming over the picnic hill. Anyhow, oh my god, this movie is so scary and intense, I think. That part scares me when I think about it. But somebody there gets bit. And then it's like, oh no. And maybe they put a tourniquet so it doesn't go through. Some shit happens and somebody gets bit but doesn't tell the other ones. I didn't get bit. I'm surprised it's not happening because that's the best thing to do for people. Anyhow, clearly I'm mad about that. So he has to leave somebody behind. Somehow he saves the day and everything's fine, I'm pretty sure. His family gets fine. But a lot of people die, clearly. And I don't have any idea what's called World War Z, because in my mind this all happened in this desert to this one dude, but so apparently this must be an outbreak around the world or something. There also might be a lab scenario at some point. I don't know anything about that part though. Is he in like a lab where he's the only one in there? No, that's some other shit with Will Smith, where he's got a dog. I don't know why he keeps coming up.
He hasn't.
Yeah, Independence Day. He's also in that. Some reason he's in this movie. He ain't, it just makes me think of him. Anyhow, There might be a scene with a lab where he's the only one in there, and then something has to happen, and the zombies come in. You got to get from one room to another to get an antidote, probably, or whatever, and then he gets it. Does he get bit? I don't know. They smell him. That might happen. Glass. There's a lot of glass in that scene. That scene happens in a movie. I don't know if it's this one, but there's a lot of glass in it. You know what I mean? Where he's in the lab, but you can see out there, and there's other labs, and there's hallways, and there's white stuff, and I think he has to run around and be quiet, or maybe he shouldn't. Maybe he has to be quiet or not smell. I don't know how you make your scent turn off. He has that natural musk. I don't know, dude. Some shit like that happens. There must be antidote that they figure out how to get out to the people, and then everything's fine. But I don't think his family dies. I think he saves his kids. I remember being like, that is a hot, sexy dad who's doing it for his family and works that shit out. That's what that movie's about. That's it. That's just the husband that you want. That's the dad you want for your kids, saving the world from the zombies. I don't know. It was good though. I'll watch that again.